Hello students, good afternoon. Welcome to the third part of the chapter biomolecules. Today in this part we will discuss about the proteins. So what are the proteins? So proteins are highly complex nitrogenous organic compounds of very high molecular masses. They are polyamides found from alpha amino acids. Thus, all proteins are the polymers of alpha amino acids. Means proteins will form by the combination of the amino acids. Means the constituent unit of the protein is amino acids. So, as we know that the constituent unit of amino acids, so we will discuss about amino acids. Amino acids are the basic building unit of the protein and their molecular masses, both an amino group and as well as a carboxyl group will be present. So the amino acid present in the proteins are alpha amino acids. The acids having amino and carboxylic group attached to the same carbon, that is alpha carbon atoms. So thus the general formula of an amino acid is as follows, in which there is a carbon group that is known as the alpha carbon atom, and from this alpha carbon atom there is an amino group, means an H2 group is present, and also there is a carboxylic group will also present. Okay, so these are the basic structure of amino acids. Now structure of the amino acids. So amino acid contains both acidic carboxylic group and a basic NH2 group. So stereoscopic studies reveals that neutral solution means PS7, both carbonyl and amino groups are in the ionized form, and this ionized form of amino acid is known as the basically Jupiter ion. What is that is known as the Jupiter ion. So in which the hydrogen of carboxylic acid will go to the basic structure of amino and form this Jupiter ion. It is known as the Jupiter ion because in this structure there are two different ions are present, that is ammonium ion and carboxylate ion. So it is known as the Jupiter ion. Okay. So in amino acid there is also D and L form. So as we have discussed before in glucose, if from the below position at carbon number 2 there was OH group was present and right hand side, then it was said that D form, and if it is present at left hand side then it was said L configuration. So here, like carbohydrates, amino group is present at right hand side, then it is known as the D-alamine, and it is present at left hand side, then it is known as the L-alamine. Okay. Nomenclature of amino acids. So there are some examples of amino acids are given here. Means amino acid alkyl group, it is the general formula of amino acid, NH2 group and COH group present, and there is a R group, means alkyl group will be present. So what will be the this R group? At the position of this R group, what I can attach? So according to the attachment, what will be the name of the amino acid will you can see here. Number 1, glycine. At the place of, if you put the H at the place of R, then the amino acid which will form is known as the glycine. If there is CH3 at position of R, then it is known as alamine. If secondary propyl group is present, then it is known as the valine. Like this, tertiary leucine. So according to the side chain R, there will be different type of the amino acids will generate, and it is the 3-letter symbol for the amino acid. For glycine, GLY is written. For alamine, it is written ALA, and for valine, it is written VAL. So it is the basically 3-letter representation of amino acids. Okay. Now classification of amino acids. So depending upon the relative number of NH2 and COOH group, amino acid can be broadly classified into following 3 categories. Number 1, neutral amino acids, means the amino acids containing one NH2 group and one COH group are called neutral amino acid. For example, glycine, valine and alanine. Acidic amino acids amino acids containing two COOH group and one NH2 group are called acidic amino acid. Example, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Basic amino acid in which there are two NH2 group and one COOH group will be present, then it is known as the basic amino acid. Okay, so these are the basic classification of amino acid. Now, physical properties of amino acids. So amino acids are usually colorless crystalline solid with high melting points. They are soluble in water with aqueous solution, is neutral and show amphoteric behavior, means act both as acid and base. This is due to the formation of internal salt that is known as the Jeter ion. Okay, so Jeter ion I have discussed here before. Now come to the chemical properties of the amino acids. So, properties and peptide bond. The compound obtained by the condensation of two or more same or different amino acids are called peptide bond. Okay, so according to the peptide bond, the alpha amino acids are classified into dipeptide, tripeptides and polypeptides. Okay, so the new bond formed by the condensation of two amino acid molecule is called as the peptide bond or peptide linkage, and the condensation product is referred to as a dipeptide. For example, alpha amino acid and alpha amino acid, when will combine, there will be a removal of water molecule and this dipeptide compound will be formed. Okay, it is known as the dipeptide because it is formed by the condensation reaction of two amino acids. Okay, so if there will be three moles of amino acid will condense and form a product, then it will be known as the tripeptides. Okay, so dipeptide, tripeptides and tetrapeptides, and finally polypeptides. Okay, hence it may be concluded that polypeptides are actually the polyamides containing free NH2 group at one end and a free COOH group at another end. Okay, so peptides and proteins. So according to the peptides, we will discuss about the proteins, because proteins are made up of the amino acids and in which there is a peptide bond will be present. Okay, so according to the peptide linkage, there will also oligopeptides and polypeptides. So proteins are actually polypeptides and having at least 100 or more amino acid units. Usually polypeptides having molecular masses greater than 10,000 atomic mass unit are referred as proteins. Thus proteins may be considered as the long polymer of amino acid linked together by the peptide bond. Okay, classification of protein. Number 1, fibrous proteins, the protein which consist of linear thread like polypeptide arranged or twisted to form a fiber is known as the fibrous protein. Okay, for example, keratin, skin hair, nails and wool, fibronin in silk and collagen in tendons. These are the basically proteins which are known as the fibrous protein. Globular proteins, the proteins which consist of peptide chain folded in such a way so as to give a spheroidal shape of the protein molecule are called as the globular protein. For example, enzyme and hormones are the examples of globular proteins. Now come to the structure of proteins. So primary structure of proteins, the primary structure of protein refers to the sequence of amino acids held together by a peptide linkage. Okay, is known as the primary. For example, normal homoglobin, valine, histidine, leucine, threonine are arranged in a linear chain. So these are basically known as the primary structure of protein. Okay, now come to the secondary structure of protein. So in the protein, peptide chains are arranged in a definite shape. The determination of the shape given the secondary structure of protein. Okay, so nature of peptide bonds in polypeptides. Okay, in secondary structure of protein, there are two types of protein structure are present, in which a right hand alpha helix and alpha helix structure of protein. In this alpha helix structure of protein, there is a CO and hydrogen bonding between carbon, oxygen and hydrogen bond will occur and form a twisted structure, that is known as the basically alpha helix structure of secondary protein. Okay. And in the tertiary structure of protein, that is the three-dimensional shape of the protein, and which results from the twisting, bending and folding to give a helix. Okay. And the tertiary structure involves the folding of entire molecule, and this folding may involve in hydrogen bonding, ionic bond, covalent bonding and hydrophobic bonding. So it is basically the structure of the tertiary protein in the collagen triple helix. It is known as the collagen triple helix. Okay. So these are the basically classification of proteins. Okay, thank you. Have a